Hi guys. So we're back. And things are off the chain. I think there was an article today that was posted. I'll have to look it up, but talking about the food prices that are about to soar, and they're trying to say 3 to 4%, and that's what they've been saying all along. Well, that's not true. If you go to the grocery store and pack of lunch meat that you used to buy last year was $2.49. And now this year, it's $4.99. That's not 3% inflation. That's not 4% inflation. Do the math, folks. They're still lying. So they tell you a little bit of the truth, but they still lie. So, whatever. So, where are we at? Things are continuing to be the same over in Ukraine. Russia is still doing what they're doing, and Ukraine is still holding its ground and doing what it's doing. And all the while, people are not realizing that a large percentage of our wheat comes from Ukraine. It's like 30 to 40%. That's a large portion. 30 to 40% of the world's wheat comes from Ukraine. If you don't think that that's going to affect your table, something's wrong with you. Sorry, not sorry. A large portion of our corn and corn products come from there as well. Fertilizer, we've already talked about that before. Majority of the world's fertilizer product comes from Russia. So Russia is now playing the tit for tat game with any country that doesn't want to play by their rules, support them, do things their way, blah, 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 right? Here's a mess, guys. It's terrible. It's okay. I have an appointment next Tuesday. I will be right with the world again. So anyhow, you're being lulled into a false sense of security. Your gas prices have come down. Some places, the cheapest I've seen it yesterday. Didn't pay attention to it today. Yesterday, I was able to get gas for $3.69 a gallon. Mind you, we were up to 409, I think, for a hot second. So, Joe's talking about pumping out this extra from the reserves and blah, 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 blah. So now they want to make you think that, oh, Joe can take care of this. Well, Joe can't take care of this, and that pumping out of that reserve is going to be extremely short-lived. That's like, I don't even know. I can't even explain the lunacy behind that. But anyway, excuse me, I have the hiccups. We just ate dinner. The stuff that you're seeing that's currently on the shelves now in the stores, as I said before in one of the previous videos, that's from all of those shipping container backlogs, right? That's why the expiration dates are not that far out. Some of them are October of this year. I'm seeing a lot of October this year, December, January 2023. Very rarely will you find something with a 2024 date on it. If you do, get it. Certain things do have longer dates on them. I bought something yesterday. I don't remember what it was, but the expiration was actually 2025, I think. Don't know what it was, but I grabbed it. make sure that you are, if you are, I shouldn't say if, because you should be at this point. When you are shopping and you're getting canned goods, make sure you're rotating your cans. So everything that has the closest expiration needs to be in the front. You need to be using that first, right? Anything that has a further away expiration, obviously you put towards the back. We had a little short video with the Mylar bags yesterday. Someone did remind me, sorry, I keep getting a pop-up on my phone. Someone did remind me that you have to be really quick when you're using the oxygen absorbers because they can, obviously, once you open the little pack that they're in, they're going to suck up the air that's around them, right? So I did forget to mention that. I do have, so my big bag of oxygen absorbers actually has a bunch of smaller bags that have, I think, 4 to 5 individual oxygen absorbers in there. So it wasn't like when I opened that bag, the whole thing was exposed. It's just the little individual baggies that I opened. But I do have a jar. It sits over there on the counter over there that I put. So when I finished yesterday, I still had 2 oxygen absorbers left when I was done sealing bags yesterday because I had to open another pack to finish off my last couple bags of rice. So they are over there in a jar with a tight fitting lid. So that's why you need to get into the habit of throwing away nothing, basically. So I am starting to get more mindful of keeping everything. So like jars from spaghetti sauce, glass jars, spaghetti sauce, pickles, soak those really good. Jelly jars, whatever, anything that has a tight screw cap lid, wash it out, save it, run it through your dishwasher, hit the sanitize cycle on there and use it. You can use it you can use it to put some sugar in. Do not use oxygen absorbers for sugar because you will end up with a rock. So kind of defeats your whole purpose. But you can, sugar will keep longer in a glass jar with a lid or an airtight container than it will in the bag that it comes in from the store. Powdered sugar keeps forever. Throw it in a food grade container with a tight fitting lid. And you can keep that in the bag that it comes in, actually. Out of all that rice that I was doing yesterday, my 3-gallon bucket has around 14 and a half to 15 pounds of rice in it now in individual bags. So I typically use for one meal, and then we'll have a little left. If my husband's home, so there's all 4 of us here, we typically use about 3 cups of rice. If my husband's not home, I'll only make 2. It's just enough for me and the kids, unless I'm for sure going to have leftovers. Then I'll make enough rice to cover both days. But what I've been doing with when I'm making things, I'm trying to be intentional and making enough that I can, if it's something that's has a broth or whatever, I try to can it, what's left. So we'll have some now, and I can some for later. Okay, we're going to take the now and later slogan, have some now, save some for later. So with that being said, guys, let's talk the list. Keep in mind, this list is not an exact, this is not what you need to go get. This is just to give you an idea. You know what you guys like. You know what you like to eat. You know what you like to cook. So this is just to get you started. It's to get you those wheels going, right? You can add, take away, whatever from this list, okay? So, list number 1, jars and lids. That's every time I go to the store, I try, if at all possible, to get another pack of jars and another box of lids. I've been buying lids and lids and rings, because if your rings rust, you can't reuse them. You need to get new lids, right? You need to get new rings. Lids, the lids for your canning jars, one time, that's it. Then they're done. Do not attempt to recan with a lid that you took off of a previously canned jar. Bad. Don't do that, right? Safety. Gotta stay safe. So jars and lids. Water. 10 pounds of rice to start. It's just a start, okay? Minimum 10 pounds of rice. If all you can buy that day is a bag, get that bag. Get it while you can. Beans. I don't care what kind of beans it is. Pinto beans, black beans, red beans. I bought some red beans. I'm actually going to make up some red beans and turkey sausage with some spices in it for red beans and rice for whenever. I'm going to can that up, right? Not with the rice in it. So beans, any type of beans that you guys like, buy the dry beans, can them. Now I know what it was. It had an expiration date of 2025 and 2026. I bought beans in a glass jar. I bought a pinto bean and I bought a northern bean. Get them. I think they were like $3 and something a jar. Tang. Remember the Tang, the drink mix that if you're my age, or I'll say my children's age, you know what Tang is. Tang is, and remember guys, okay, you already know that I'm that person, the sugar, the dye, the, organic. You already know, if you know me, that's me, right? But newsflash, when there's nothing on the shelf in the store, I'm not going to give a hill of beans about sugar content. Tang is extremely high in vitamin C. You're going to need that. Your children are going to need that. So get y'all some Tang. Canned soups. Canned soups. Get the soups with the meat and the veggies in them. Get the creamed soups. Perfect example as to why. I had, if you see it in the video earlier, I had some canned chicken breast, can of cream of chicken, and a can of cream of celery. I made a chicken casserole for dinner. Creamed soups come in handy. If you have some chipped beef or, a small, thin cut of beef, you can cut that up into strips. Take a can of cream of mushroom soup, throw a little bit of allspice in there, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And you can take that and you can put it over rice. You can put it over potatoes. You can put it over bread, biscuits, whatever. It's a meal. Canned soups. All soups, actually. Cans of shortening or lard. So I have been trying to peep the dates on lard when I see it. I wasn't too thrilled with the dates that I seen yesterday. It was basically 2023. That's not good enough for me. I need something to go a little further. So I ended up getting cans of Crisco. Ugh. Again, this is for emergency use. This is for when the SHTF happens and we got to have something, right? So I don't care. Up until then, it's olive oil. And I'm still going to try to stockpile that. And yes, it's organic. Anyways, you need shortening. You need shortening. First, number one, your body's going to need fats. right? Number two, you got to have something to cook in. If you need to cut it into to make breads, crusts, whatever, cake, get the butter flavor, whatever. Get some shortening or some lard. Sorry, but I don't have the time to render fat to make my own lard. So, I'm busy. I put olive oil on mine because I use a lot of olive oil. 20 pounds. Remember, this is just a start. All-purpose flour. I have all-purpose flour. I have self-rising flour. I have wheat flour because you mix wheat flour with regular bread flour and to make a wheat bread that's not really dense and heavy. So, sugar, canned vegetables, especially carrots, spinach, canned greens, canned kale. Sorry, y'all, but now's the time to stock up on Old Glory cans. You're going to need greens. You're going to need the minerals and the vitamins that are in greens, okay? And spinach and kale and collards are super, super high in all of those nutrients and minerals. 64 ounces plus of dried milk, powdered milk, not instant. So instant powdered milk is just what it says. You put it in the glass, you add water, you stir it up, you drink it. It's disgusting. That's the crap that they're feeding people, in jails, other institutions of that nature. The difference between the dry powdered milk and the instant powdered milk is the dry powdered milk is actually milk. It's had the moisture removed from it. So you have to actually add the water to that, mix it up, and then you need to let that sit for a few hours so that it can reconstitute. That's not a mix it up and then drink it. So one is actual real milk that's just been basically dehydrated. And the other is, I don't even know what it is, but it's not for me. Pumpkin, canned pumpkin. Get it. You can add it to breads. You can add it to pancakes, pancake mix. You can do multiple things with it. You can put it in a bowl with some, spices, a little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of vanilla, whatever, and have a little treat, right? Who doesn't like pumpkin? Pumpkin pie, pumpkin muffins, pumpkin donuts, pumpkin whatever, right? Tuna. Get tuna. Well, I can't have tuna because I'm allergic to fish. Okay, well, then don't get tuna. Salt. Not just sea salt. You're going to need iodized salt. You're going to have iodized salt. When the SHTF happens, we're going to be lacking in a lot of things. So, yes, you need salt. Baking soda. Lots of baking soda. There's multiple uses for baking soda. We'll talk about that at another time, but lots of baking soda. Spices. Normal spices that you cook with. If nothing else, pepper, salt, garlic. If nothing else, make sure you have those, right? But get your other stuff too. Cinnamon, parsley, cumin, allspice, whatever it is. You know what you use? You know what you need for your desserts or for your breads. Get it. Honey. Get honey. Especially raw, local honey. It's fantastic for allergies. It's great for colds, coughs, congestion, sore throats. And you can put it in your cornbread. You can put it in your bread. You can do multiple things with it. So you can put it on your biscuits. Honey, lots of it. And I've never heard of honey going bad. Okay. Peanut butter. Expiration date's 2 years out if you can. Beans, we already talked about beans, right? Dried fruits. If you can get those little packages of dried fruit, get them. If you have a dehydrator, that's next on my list. If you have a dehydrator, you can dehydrate and make your own dried fruits. And those will, throw them in a Mylar bag and they'll keep forever. Garden seeds. Get them while you can get them. People have been saying that they can't get garden seeds, or they're not finding this, or they're not finding that. Get the seeds. Seeds can last. If you can order heirloom seeds, order them. There's 2 different places right now that I get them from. One is called M.I. Gardener. It's actually Michigan Gardener. They're heirloom seeds. I order from them. There's also another place. I think it's Patriot Prepper maybe. I'll have to look it up and get it back to you. But get you some seeds. If they're stored correctly, they can last 3 to 5 years. That gives you 3 to 5 years of growth. Plus, learn how to harvest and collect and dry out the seeds from what you plant so that you can just keep going year after year. Your other grains and rice, we talked about your first 10 bags of rice. So now these are just your build on list. So now you just keep going, right? Grains and rice, popcorn kernels. Don't get microwave popcorn, get popcorn kernels, because what if you can't use your microwave? All you need is a pot and a heat source, and you can make popcorn, right? It's a tasty little snack. Plus, it keeps you going. It's carbs. Pasta. You need to be storing up on your pasta. I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but pasta's hit or miss. Start storing up on your pasta. Same thing. You can put the pasta in the Mylar bags. Excuse me, I have the hiccups again. And with your oxygen absorbers, and store them in 3-gallon food grade buckets. I keep saying 3-gallon. You can get a 5-gallon. I say 3 because 3 is easier to carry around, move around than 5, right? Like I said, I have about 15 pounds of rice in a 3-gallon bucket, and it's can be fairly heavy. So, and they're smaller, so you can put them all over the place. So pasta, peanuts, almonds, great source of energy, great source of protein, healthy fats. So peanuts and almonds, get them. You can can your peanuts. So I think you can dry can them. Canned milk, your evaporated milk. 2 reasons. 1, you can use it for cooking. 2, and this is an important one. If you have a baby and you don't have any formula, you can take that evaporated milk and you can add some water to it so that it's not so thick. And you can give that baby some milk. So, formula didn't always exist, guys. Get down. Cooking oils. We talked about that. Wheat, barley. Throughout this whole thing, the wheat and the barley keeps like playing in my head in Revelation when it talks about the scales and it talks about the wheat and it talks about the barley. So I don't know, but it just does, right? Granola, cereal, same thing. You can store it in the Mylar bags. Keep it forever. Beef jerky, turkey jerky, venison jerky, protein, energy, sustainment, right? Pickles. Pickle juice is good for electrolyte replenishing. Leg cramps, muscle cramps. Pickle juice is phenomenal for, right? Pickle juice has a lot of medicinal benefit. Okay. So pickles, garlic. You can get garlic in a jar now, already minced up. I have a big one of those. I get the little ones. Plant garlic. Power bars, like your protein bars, things like that. Sports drinks. Gatorade, Powerade, things like that. But I took it a step further. I also said Pedialyte because it does the same thing and it doesn't have as much sugar as the other ones, right? Because remember, these are for emergencies. So somebody's sick, or it's been, we don't have electricity, you don't have air conditioning, it's extremely hot, your kids are dehydrating, they're dehydrating. So give them some Pedialyte. Versus a Gatorade or whatever. Crackers, lots of crackers. Get crackers. Crackers go with your soup. Soup and crackers, that's the meal. Crackers. Instant noodles, rice, potatoes, things that you just need to add hot water to, right? Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Instant coffee. If you're a coffee drinker, get some instant coffee too, just in case you don't have that coffee maker, right? Or the ability to use that coffee maker. Tomato sauce, diced tomatoes. Of course, you're going to can your own tomatoes, but don't just depend on what you plant or what mama's planting or grandmama's planting, because anything can happen with that. We can get a bad storm. You can get a hailstorm. We can get some freak winter freeze. We can get a tornado, anything. Super bad rains that just drowned everything out. So you got to have a backup for your backup, right? Hot chocolate. You got your coffee. Kids might like hot chocolate. Remember, that 6 to 8 month period that they're talking about when things are just going to freaking go berserk, that puts us right smack dab into winter. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be in the stores when the SHTF happens, right? I don't want to be put into a position where I'm going to have to hurt somebody to get home safely. So the more I can do now, that lessens that potential, okay? So grab the hot chocolate for the kids. Start stocking up on hot chocolate for the kids. Vodka and whiskey. Now I don't want you getting drunk because you're going to need all your wits about you. It's not what it's for. Vodka and whiskey. You can make tinctures. So if you're growing medicinal herbs, you need to be making your own tinctures, right? Cough syrups. Wounds. If there's a serious injury, serious cut, whatever, and you have to, for whatever reason, because a hospital is not available, you have to, for whatever reason, suture something up. Wound care. Pain management. Okay. Potatoes, canned potatoes, instant potatoes, and what you grow out there. I started buying the cans of potatoes from Aldi's when I seen them, and I forgot how much they were. But when you see them, get them. You can cut them up and put them in anything, right? Vinegar, lots of vinegar. Apple cider vinegar, only with the mother. It's completely useless without it, as far as I'm concerned. And white vinegar as well. White vinegar, cleaning, canning, for them greens. And with that, you might as well get some hot sauce too. Tea, green tea, elderberry tea, medicinal teas. There's a whole line. Traditional medicinals. Yeah, traditional medicinal teas. They have an entire line. They have Gypsy Cold Care. They have Throat Coat. They have an Echinacea blend. They have immune system teas. They have all kinds of teas. I get stock up on those. I love their teas. And I get those. Vitamins, especially zinc, D3, vitamin C, your Bs, magnesium, potassium. Speaking of potassium, get some potassium iodide tablets for every member of your family. In the event of a nuclear event, you're going to need potassium iodide. The closer you are to ground zero, you're going to need potassium iodide to protect your thyroid. Okay? If you're in the danger zone of something like that, should it happen, you need 130 milligrams one time. Everybody in your house, unless it's a kid, small children, or half that dose, 65 milligrams. There are drops for infants. If you have an infant, get the potassium iodide drops. You only needs one bottle. Because remember, this is not something that you take on a daily basis. This is for if that particular event were to happen and you need to lessen the effects, if possible, of the radiation. Got to protect the thyroid. If you have dogs, get your dog food now, please. Dog food is, I actually caught my dog food on sale for $52 yesterday. So I have another bag, and I'm going to get another bag this week, maybe two. And I'm going to order some extra containers so I can store their dog food in there. Now that I probably will get some 5-gallon tubs, because these are, I don't even know what size bags these are. They're huge. Okay, so pie fillings, canned pie fillings, get them. They go, you can use them on top of pancakes. You can use them to make desserts, little mini shortbreads, whatever. You've got the flour, you can make little shortbreads and make strawberry, little shortcakes. You can make strawberry shortcakes, or you can make whatever. And the dog is annoying me right now. Ammo. If you haven't already, you need to get ammo. You need to get as much as you can. If you wear eyeglasses, like me, work on getting another pair now. Don't wait. Get another pair now, right? Water. I know I already said it before, but water. And get some distilled water as well for cooking and things like that. Flashlights, batteries, solar chargers for your cell phones. If you have a generator, awesome. They were supposed to come install solar panels on my house months ago. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. They were waiting for the roof to get done. The roof got done, and I don't know what's going on with that. But hey, right now, that's great because that's another expense I don't really want to deal with right now. I just wish I had the solar panels. So I am going to buy an emergency. I forget how many panels they are, but anyways, you can find stuff like that. Like I said yesterday, if you're female, you have females in your household, feminine products, they're still going to need those. So get those. Toothpaste, toothbrushes, start buying extra. And get what you use, but then get some cheaper brands as well. So you have something to barter with if you need to, right? Because people, they're going to think food. They're not going to think toothpaste. They're not going to think toothbrushes. Hair brushes, hair ties. You have to put your hair up because you're going to have to get dirty. You're going to have to work. You're going to have to make your home sustainable, right? Soap. Don't just focus on the creamy body washes. Get some Bard soap, right? You can get, I think it's like 10 packs of Irish Spring soap for $5 or something like that. Get it. Stock up on it. Bard soap lasts quite a bit, and I've never heard of bar soap going bad, right? Laundry detergent. You got to wash your clothes. Toilet paper, paper towel, deodorants. Nobody wants to deal with anybody stinking. I don't know, I don't. And I'm surrounded by boys. Oscillocosinim. If you don't know what that is, put it in the comments and I'll explain it to you. However, get it, stock up on it. You can get a 30-pack from Amazon, and I would do just that. Garlanase. One tablet is the equivalent of 4,000 micrograms of allicin, which is the medicinal property in garlic. You want that. Hawthorn berries. If you're a person that has blood pressure problems, get some hawthorn. Get some PBGS, which is pine bark and grapeseed extract. Elderberry syrup. Stuff to make elderberry syrup. If you don't know how to make elderberry syrup, we can do a video for that. It's very simple. It's very easy to do. I'm actually trying to get a hold of some elderberry seedlings or saplings. I'm not sure which to call it, to see if I can transplant out here. Antibiotic ointments, lotions, right? Your skin is the biggest organ of your body, and you need to take care of it. So you need lotions, you need soap. Heartburn medicine. If you are subject to get heartburn, make sure you got some Tums on hand. There's something else Orajel. Worst thing is to be stuck in the middle of a crisis situation with tooth pain and no dentist. Get some Orajel. Get some clove oil, cotton balls, Q-tips. If you got babies, diapers, wipes. Don't just focus on disposable diapers. Maybe it's time to think about some cloth diapers, pins, rubber pants, extra blankets. Again, this 6 to 8 months is moving us into winter. Do you have enough extra blankets in your house in case we don't have gas, in case we don't have fuel, right? Do you have a wood burning stove in your house? If you do you have wood? I know I don't have enough wood at all. Nowhere near. We're going to have to work on wood this summer, right? What else? I don't know. Like, what else can you think of that you need, that you knew, that use? That's a daily necessity. Prescription medications. If you have prescription medications, you need to talk to your doctor and see if he can get a 3-month supply. I don't think they can do 6-month supplies. I don't think the DEA allows that. But you can get 3-month supplies on your medications per fill. So I would see if you can get those, and then typically 2 weeks before, sometimes 3, depending on the pharmacy, before your next fill is due, you can get it refilled again. So my suggestion is this. This is how you get ahead. So you get your regular, normal 1-month prescription, right? And then after you fill that, right? And that'll typically have a few refills on it, right? So some doctors do 3 refills, some will do 6. Depends on what the medication is, what you need it for. So you get that filled, so you have that. And then you call the doctor and you ask him, can you switch can I get my prescription in a 3-month script? So I can get a 3-month supply every time I go, right? So you get that 3-month script and you get that filled, right? Then you alternate on your refills. So you have X amount of refills on the single script, the single month script. And then you have, typically on the 3, they'll fill it, it'll be 3 or 4 fills. So you'll get either 9 months or 12 months out of the one script before you have to see the doctor again and get it again. So this way, you get ahead on your medications. You have medications, you have refills, you don't have to worry about having access to the doctor, right? If we can get to the pharmacies. So do that. Super important. Don't start panic buying. Don't do that, right? That's how we ended up with the ridiculousness of the toilet paper garbage. So don't do that. But every time you make a trip to the store, make it count. Make it count for someday in the future, right? So the sad reality of all of this is the same people that told you that they'll never shut the United States down, the same people that told you that Russia wasn't going to invade Ukraine, the same people that are telling you now, oh, it's not going to get that bad, they're all the same people. They're wrong. They were wrong then. They're wrong now. It's happening. We're moving there. Just look at it. Look at the prices from last month compared to now. Look at the supply from last month to now. Because remember, what you're buying right now is what was on those cargo ships that were just sitting there, right? So what's on the other side of that? That's when you're going to start seeing and feeling what's happening, right? And it's just going to get worse. It's not going to get better. And the prices are not going to come down anytime soon. They're going to keep going up. We've got another price increase coming in the next couple of weeks. So get what you can while you can, when you can, right? Because when does it get to a point where you can't afford it anymore? How far are we from that? For some people, we're pretty darn close already. I know I feel it every time I walk in the store. I went in there today to only get the things that I used for dinner today. And I bought my husband an anniversary card. And it cost me $30. 2 cans of chicken, 2 cans of soup, celery, little can of peas and carrots, 1 bag of shredded cheese, 1 thing of squeezable sour cream, and I think that was it. I'll double check, but it was $30. So it's not going to get it's not going to get better, folks. And anybody that tells you that it is, they're lying, or they're just stupid, or they're just living with their head in the sand. And 2, anybody that tells you or tries to talk you out of being smart and preparing and thinking ahead, tune them out, because they're going to be the ones knocking on your door because they're hungry. And it's going to be sad, and it's going to be hard, but you have to think about those that live inside your 4 walls before anybody else. And you can't take from them to give to somebody else that sat on their hands and did nothing this entire time. So, be smart, be safe, be intentful, and be kind. Be kind to people. People are, it's going to get bad for a lot of people. It's going to be really hard. It's going to be hard for all of us. But it's going to be really bad for some other folks, right? So, and remember to pray, because God can still shine his face on this wicked country of ours, and he can still extend some grace and some favor. But I have a feeling that, like Israel, America needs its hand slapped a few times. So we've been spoiled for so long, and we have always had and always been able to just go to the store and get. And I'm not saying that, well, if you couldn't financially, then, okay. Aside from that, if you had the money to do it, we could always get in the car and go to the store and get whatever we needed, right? So we've never given a thought to what if we couldn't do that one day? We've watched all these other countries just collapse, like Argentina, Australia, Venezuela. Just, we've watched all of this happen, and it was, oh gosh, pray for them. Pray. Never once thinking that could be us. Well, now it's here. It's coming to our door, because if you think that this war that's going on is not about to affect your table, your pantry, your family, your husband, your wife, your children, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. I really don't. This is real. This is happening. This is not conspiracy. This is not, them crazy right-wingers talking. This is going to happen. This is coming to our door. It's already here. It's just right now, the snowball is going up the hill. And it's almost to the top. And when it hits the top and it starts to go down the hill, the momentum that's going to be behind it is going to be devastating. Do not wait until then to get the things that you need, because you're not going to be able to. So I love all y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If there's anybody that you can think of that needs to be on this channel, that can offer some insight into this channel, some tips, advice, suggestions, share some life experiences, add them. Tell them to subscribe. Tell them to join us. This is a community thing, guys. We need to be a community. And if you still have grandmas around, or you have moms that got grandma's recipe books, canning books, whatever, get them. Ask for them. Ask for them. Start now. If you don't know how to make bread, learn now. If you don't know how to make a biscuit, learn now. Don't wait till your kids are crying because they're hungry to try to figure out how to do it. Do it now. Okay? If you got grandparents that are still alive, go talk to them. Ask them about the 30s and the 40s. Ask them what they remember. Ask them what their parents did. Ask them what you should be focusing on. Ask them. They have knowledge to share. I know one thing. I wish more than anything that Papa Frank was still here. Because he was a walking encyclopedia on everything. So, but anyways, everybody have a good night. And I'll talk to you soon.